for you today. I'm going to share with you my no makeup look. This right here. Did you know I was wearing makeup? Did I fool you? Did you think I just looked really good today? And I also want to give you my review on some products from Glossier that I purchased. I'm going to show you how they apply and just give you my thoughts, and hopefully it will be helpful for you. So here we go. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Stretch Concealer. It's a pot concealer. This is the color Light, and I feel like this is kind of a love it or hate it product. And personally, I love it, and I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to kind of just apply and talk about it while I do it. So the reason I love it so much is because it just legitimately looks like skin. It like is so just undetectable and just feels so lightweight. It's very hydrating. So I mostly will use this under my eyes. I'm kind of going to do one side first so you can kind of see the difference. This side is, you know, just a little bit brighter. But it doesn't look like makeup. It doesn't look heavy or cakey at all. The reason I feel like some people may hate this product is because it is more of like a light to medium coverage. It's definitely not full coverage. This is definitely like a, you know, no makeup type product. So do a little bit on my chin. And again, it is very hydrating. I feel like, I don't know if you can kind of tell that there's a little bit of a sheen to it, but it just kind of, I love it because it just kind of blends in with my skin. But if you're super oily, you know, you're probably not gonna like that. So I kind of do it under my eyes. I start just kind of where I'm darkest, where I have the most darkness, and blend it out in a triangular shape. So you can see this side just looks so much better, but not super cakey. Doesn't look like I'm wearing a ton of makeup, so I'll do this side too. And again, I always start a little bit lower. If you start way up top, like in those creases, that's when you're gonna get more creasing of your makeup in those fine lines, because you're shoving a bunch of product in there. So I suggest starting a little lower and blending it up. Do a little bit on my eyelids to kind of even that out. And just make sure everything's really blended. And then, you know, yeah, I mentioned this isn't full coverage. I kind of, you can probably see I have a little blemish on my nose and kind of in my eyebrow. So I was kind of glad that I got those. Just like kind of show you. It won't cover them completely, but it'll tone them down a little bit so they're not as obvious. So this is such a good concealer for, you know, those no makeup days. Okay, and sometimes I'll do a little bit just kind of up here anyway, just kind of even things out, or, you know, anywhere else where I have some redness around my nose, I'll do a little bit. Just make sure to blend it in really well. I do feel like this builds pretty well. Like I just, even when I put on a lot, it doesn't look cakey. It just continues to look natural. Sometimes it will crease a little bit for me throughout the day. I don't set it just because I prefer to just kind of like pat it back down and it smooths out the creases. And that's how I prefer to do it. So yeah, can you just kind of see my face just looks brighter, more even, but it just doesn't look like makeup. So that's why I love this. I just prefer to use the least amount of makeup as I can. And so I just like how light and natural this looks and feels. I'm a big fan of this. Okay, next I'm gonna go in with the brow gel. It's called the Boy Brow. I have the color brown, and this is their like most popular product. I feel like this is kind of what they're known for. And I do really like it. I don't know if it's my favorite brow gel ever, but I do like it. I like how small the wand is. I feel like it gives you a lot of control. So for me, the way this differs from other tinted brow gels, I feel like this feels a little more waxy, like a little bit wetter consistency at first. It dries down nicely, and I feel like it holds my hairs in place pretty well throughout the day. It's not a fiber brow gel, so it's not one of those brow gels that's supposed to, you know, make it look like you have more hair than you do, or give you a lot of volume in your brows. But I do feel like it just coats the hairs well and gives you a little bit more definition. I don't know if you can kind of tell. There's just a little more definition over there. Looks a little more groomed, put together than this side. Um, so I do really like this. This is my better, slightly fuller brow. But anyway, I'll just come a little through there, try to make them a little more even. My brows aren't super sparse, they kind of are at the tail end. They are shaped slightly differently. But on days when I just want to look natural, I don't want to use a pencil, I'll just kind of do that. Frames your face and your eyes just a little bit. So anyway, like this. It's not my favorite ever, but it's good. I like it. And the last product I have from Glossier that I'm going to use today is their Generation G lipstick. To me, I do really like this a lot. However, I feel like it is a little overpriced for what you get. To me, this is a little more in between like a lip balm and a lipstick. It's not very pigmented, which I like that. This is all supposed to be, you know, natural makeup, so I feel like you have a lot of control over the opacity of the color. You know, like I can do just a couple quick swipes, and it's just kind of a little wash of color, or I can kind of build it up a little more. They call this a matte formula, which I was afraid it was going to feel drying, but it doesn't to me. It's very comfortable. You can kind of see there's some comfort to it. I feel like it does hydrate my lips, but it just kind of looks, I really like the finish of it. It's kind of the cross between, it's like a satin matte. I feel like it looks like my lips, but a little better. So I do really like this. You don't get a whole ton of product. It's like $18, I think. I just feel like I'm going to go through this really quickly. But I do really like it. I feel like the color lasts a really long time on my lips. Almost kind of acts like a little bit like a stain. So anyway, I really like that. Overall, I really like Glossier. I'd love to try a few more things from them. So this is, you know, where I may stop on just a no makeup day. Just a little more color to my face, define my brows a little, cover my dark circles and redness, and call it good. If I want to do, just amp it up a little bit, the one other thing I will do is a little bronzer, but to keep it just very skin-like and natural, I like to use a liquid. I like this one from Bare Minerals. I forgot to grab a brush. Oh, here we go. And so let me kind of show you this one. There's a bunch of different liquid bronzers you could get. This one is very thin. I don't know if you can kind of see. I'll just do like a little, just do a little stripe on my hand. And just, this is just, I think, a foundation brush from e.l.f., but it's just kind of a small circular brush. I'll blend a little bit on there. And just put a little around the perimeter of my face. I'm not contouring, I'm not being very precise at all. This is just to kind of give me some color, because I'm pretty pale. You know, a real tan is bad for us, right? And I just decided I don't want to mess with spray tans or fake tanning at home. I just don't want to deal with it. I'll just use bronzer. I'm cool with that. So again, just kind of on my cheeks. I'll do kind of some on my forehead. Again, just kind of the perimeter of your face. Just warm things up a little bit. I mean, can you tell? Just I already look a little more lively. A little more healthy glow. Kind of do a little bit down here. I'll do a little bit on my nose too. Just kind of a tiny bit. And I just make sure that's all really well blended. Okay, and that's it. So I don't know if you can just kind of see, you know, how everything is just blending into my skin. I feel like it would be hard to tell, you know, if you do this look that you're wearing makeup. It's not obvious, especially I'll skip mascara. I feel like mascara is a dead giveaway. You know, if you wanted to do something, if your lashes are really blonde, mine don't have a whole lot of color, but I'll skip it a lot. Just get like a brown mascara and do a quick, very light coat to give a little more definition to your lashes. But yeah, I love doing this. Just just to make me feel a little bit better. But I don't want to go all out. This would be great if you're going to go hang out by the pool, but you don't want to look like you're all glammed up. This wouldn't be waterproof necessarily. If you're going to go like diving in, maybe do something else or skip makeup. But if you're just going to be hanging out outside, yeah, I think I like it. This is great. What do you think? Should I do the poses? Okay, so that's it. This is my version of no makeup makeup. Your face but a little better sort of thing. I really like the products from Glossier. Again, I feel like it's kind of a love it or hate it brand. I feel like you will love it if you like natural, you know, light to medium coverage makeup. If you are really, really oily, or if you want full coverage, then I don't think you'll be a big fan of the brand. But I really like their products for this, especially just this no makeup, very light coverage look. So leave a comment, let me know, did this video make you think you want to try Glossier's products or not so much? Or have you tried them already and are you a lover or a hater of the brand? Which team are you on? I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you did. Don't forget to subscribe. And love the skin you're in right now and take care of it because you do. I'll see you next time.